Hi, I'm Gretchen Shea, and welcome to Local Music Now with my very special guests, a bunch of jerks.
Here's a little story I've been waiting to tell. As So this one is actually a new single of ours on Rumbar Records.
Out soon.
Called Camping Weekend. So yeah, enjoy it. While the deck is good, a kiss of beer and a duffel bag. need an operation today. I tried a big stick and some Epsom salts. A teaspoon of Trina wouldn't open the valves. An hour of strain and it still wouldn't pay. I think I'm gonna need an operation today. Doctor, doctor, give me the knife. This ain't a way to end my life. Wait up, I lost to me. I would be the best for me. Crack it open, crack. Wait up, I lost to me. Gee, I really hope this baby does the trick. I kind of fell in love when I tried to stick. But it still wouldn't pay. I'm glad I went and had an operation today. Doctor, doctor, give me the knife. This ain't a way to end my life. Let's talk, the lost to me. It would be the best for me. I'm cracking open, crack. Let's talk, the lost to me. Let's talk, the lost to me. It would be the best for me. I'm cracking open, crack. Let's talk, the lost to me. Get off the couch, man, it's time to grab your keys. Come on, let's go. I got a cooler and it's packed with tights. With high life. On the road now with miles to go. It's you and me and Dave and Crystal. We're gonna party and live it up right. The life. Once more to be young and dumb. Once more to be young and dumb. When truth was never quite so obvious. On the diner on the side of the road, I got my coffee, got hours to go. Oh, want my shares to make it right. Tonight, touch that girl on me, come on, let's go. Oh, where'd you come from, anyhow? I grab her number, kiss her goodnight. Bye-bye. Once more to be young and dumb. Once more to be young and dumb. When truth never quite so obvious. This is the end of it all. You'll never see me again.
Hi, we're back with a bunch of jerks on Local Music Now, episode 2. So I wanted to ask you all, of course, the first most obvious question, how did you get your name?
Brian.
Bad.
Well, it's kind of a long story. So originally we weren't even going to we weren't going to be a band. We were going to do like sketch comedy. We had this idea that we were going to find our niche, right? So we were going to do like middle afternoon, weekend, get something to eat, see some comedy. We were going to call it a brunch of jokes. But so it worked out okay for a little while, and then somebody nosed a mimosa onto the table next to them, and fisticuffs broke out, and we were uninvited. So then we decided we would be a rock band.
I like it.
And brunch of jokes didn't really work for a rock band, so we went a bunch of jerks.
Very nice. Nice.
That's true.
True story.
I need to do a rim shot now, but I know my tongue.
So you,
Hey, somebody take this thing away from me.
Really,
It's dangerous.
Hurry.
I will take it.
Thank you.
so you all did a Bowie cover, so I'm sensing you're Bowie fans. Besides Bowie, who else has influenced you, would you say, writing songs and performing?
Well, I'm the newest addition to the Jerks. So we wrote a few. You write a lot of the songs so far. Yeah, I mean, like the newer ones, though. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Who's the influences?
Good answer.
I'm like I said, the newest one. So I mean, again.
But as a performer,
Oh, that's me.
yeah.
So let's see.
Britney.
I love Britney Spears. Love her. You do?
yeah.
I love Britney Spears. I love Brody from the Distillers. So I think that's what made me fall in love with punk rock. So definitely, and I'm a huge Kiss fan. So I basically I just want to be Gene Simmons. So yeah, I mean that's my stage my boots.
Okay.
Kind of
gotcha.
kissy. Yeah.
Got you.
Give it to Mike.
Give it the mic. Is this
I got
thing
this
on?
guitar because I revisited my girls' school records a few years ago and became completely obsessed with Kelly Johnson.
There you
That's
go.
right. And I still can't play anywhere as near as well as she can, but I love her sound.
Nice. Very nice.
Here, you.
Me? Do you want to know my influences? You don't know my influences. Geez, what do I influence by?
Psilocybin,
Psilocybin,
whiskey.
The whiskey.
whiskey and cigars.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard. One of the things that I try to keep people away from when I'm asking them is like to name themselves as and put themselves in an alliance next to another artist. But then I come in and I ask you that question because
it's a good
when people
question.
ask me that question, I'm always like, oh,
Yeah,
but
a good
you
question.
are influenced by someone, whether
Absolutely.
it's in your performance or in your songwriting. So. Another question I have for you all is lots of times you show up for a gig and you think it's going to go one way and it ends up going another way. So what would you say to date has been your most comical gig?
Oh, again, comical. Comical.
Mike's got one.
Mine's pretty comical.
Wednesday, heavy leather? No, we did all right then. I mean, one time I quit the band because I thought I was so bad, and I was also, a few.
I quit the band. You guys are great without me.
But yeah, obviously I didn't because I love the band and I love this. I love doing this. So yeah. But I think that was for me. I mean, it is kind of comical now that you think about it because I woke up the next morning and he's like, "I'm gonna see you at practice," and they're like, "I thought you quit the
You're like, "Oh, what did I do?"
Exactly, man. I remember quitting. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any comical ones since you've been the main jerk?
The main jerk.
No, I mean it all goes about as how I expected, which is
How's that mic doing down there?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, yes.
I'm a mic hog.
They've all gone how I expect, which is a sort of a newish band. We don't have a lot of people there, so we play to our friends and have a good time, and what else can you do?
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm assuming you've all been in other bands before. So wondering if you wouldn't mind just mentioning your other musical projects or current ones that you have now.
Well, my first band in Boston, way back in 1989, was Pitbull, which was about the Hill of Beans. My band before this band was the Swindells, which we were doing like a 60s R&B thing. That was a lot of fun. And currently, Mike and I are in a band that we call Trainwreck, which has some. Our wives actually are learning how to play drums and guitar, so it's a work in progress.
Nice. All right. How about yourself?
Well, my first singing stuff was with this band called Daniel Oulette and the Shabijans, and I was kind of just like a backup, and we did like funny, goofy songs, and it was fun.
Little Fabulous.
I used to, when I was young, I wanted to be a rapper, and I went by Little Fabulous, and I don't have any raps, though I was not very good. But yeah, so they make fun of me now because I made the mistake of telling them that, you know. But anyway, and right now I'm in a band called Corpse Paint, and we call ourselves Satanic Disco Metal. We're just starting, so yeah, we'll be out hopefully this summer, you know. So yeah, Corpse Paint. He has like 1 million, so be prepared.
Get ready. Get some popcorn.
Mid-'80s, band called the Skeletones. And then we broke up, and I didn't do anything for 30 years until I got this guitar, and Bat said, why don't you come play this guitar in my practice space? And then I joined, we formed Trainwreck, and he put me into this band.
I started out in the Boston music scene in 1980-something with Carnal Garage. Nobody ever remembers that band, but we were really good. But we
the
were
name.
we were really very popular, and we were very dissonant. And then a really good band called Feast for a while. That was really good. And now I'm presently in a band, 4 bands. This band, Medical Maps, Bad Art Ensemble, and Las Vegas. So,
Very nice. And do you all have any upcoming shows? I think you do.
Oh, we do. It is May 18th. It's a Friday night. It's at the Midway Cafe in JP. We're playing with Charlie Don't Surf, the Factones, and Sugar Cones. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. And then we have another one, June 7th. 9th. I keep saying, I'm sorry, June 9th at the Old Sod Pub in Dedham. It's a fun dive bar, and I know, you know, get out to Dedham. You won't regret it. It's a good time.
And how can people hear your music and find out about?
Bandcamp.
Yeah, you know all that stuff.
Facebook, Bandcamp.
Yeah, Facebook,
the usual.
Bandcamp, bunch of jerks.
And we're also on Rumbar Records.
Rumbar Records, right.
Rumbar Records.
Yep.
So you can find us on Rumbar Records along with a bunch of other great Boston bands.
All right. So I have one more question for you, and that is, if you could play any gig with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be? Who would a bunch of jerks? Oh, Kiss. Kiss. All right.
I answered for the band.
Obviously.
Duh.
Good answer. Good answer.
Hit and run era girls school, no question.
Okay. And last but not least,
Milli Vanilli.
Didn't you play with them?
No, that was that guy was pretending to be me.
Right.
Right.
as any
Bunch of jerks.
The cameraman laughed.
well, thank you so much for coming on.
for having
Enjoyed your performance, and tune in next time for
Local music now.